guys, so this is option number 2. This is if you don't want something showing on both sides, maybe just on the inside of your door. I would recommend this draft guard for if you're living in a dormitory and you don't want people being like, what's sticking under their door? And so you guys can only see it, and it's just as effective as the first one. The door draft is perfect if you guys want to keep cold air out and the hot air in, or vice versa, or if you want to keep the sunlight from seeping in the morning, or even keeping smells from your house outside from the ones in your room or closet or just house in general, anything. So I really hope you guys like this video. Okay, so the materials you guys are going to need are a pool noodle, or installation pipes is another option. A type of fabric, I'm using a pair of old jeans, and some fabric glue, and then some Velcro, as well as some gesso, and you'll need a pair of scissors, and I'm using super glue, but hot glue works just as well, and then a knife to cut your noodle and a marker. And to make the process go a little bit faster, you guys can go ahead and use a blow dryer. So try to use a noodle with the smallest hole that you can find, and so I'm just going to bring it over to the door and cutting it a little bit longer than the length of my door, because since we don't have a noodle on the other side, we want to prevent as much air from coming in. And so I actually found out my noodle doesn't have any holes, but that actually works a bit better. And so here we're going to cut off the sides of our noodle. So I marked off the sides that we're going to be cutting off. I thought it would be too small if we cut at the exact midpoint of the noodle, so we're going to keep the shape of a quarter of a circle, but making it a little bit beyond the actual midpoint. So I'm just getting a firm grip of the noodle, and I'm just cutting the sides off. And it's really hard to make touch-ups, so your first cut is basically going to be the main cut, and it's kind of hard to just keep in a straight line, but do your best. And so you're just going to do that on both sides where we marked. So once you guys are done with that, you have the shape that we need, and now we're going to go ahead and cover it with fabric, or make a fabric cover for it. So as I said before, I'm using some pair of jeans, and I just cut a leg up open, and now I'm just going to wrap it around my noodle. I'm using the fabric glue, but I'm making sure that I don't glue anything or get any glue on the noodle itself, because eventually I'm going to want to be able to take this off and throw it into the wash. Alright, so once we're done with that, we're going to go ahead and on the side that it's going to be touching the door, we're going to paint on a layer of gesso. And what this is going to do is going to create a hard layer onto the fabric that we'll be able to attach the Velcro onto. And so I'm just going to let that dry overnight, and then the next day I'm going to start working on the sides of the draft guard. So on one end, I'm just using extra fabric and closing it right up, and then on the other side, I'm just cutting out a small little circle out of the leftover fabric and gluing it directly onto the noodle, and so it'll let us slide it off. But at the same time, it'll cover up the noodle for us. Okay, so I'm using Velcro that I got at Walmart for around $5. It's actually left over from an art project I did for school. So I'm going to be using the fuzzy side here, because the spiky side is what collects all the fuzz and the yarn and yucky stuff, and we don't want to supply that to the door itself, because when we're not using our draft guard, we don't want to see all that. And so now I'm just going to line up my draft guard with the Velcro strip, and I'm just going to find out where I need to apply the spiky side. And so I would try to do this through the entire length of your draft guard. I only had a limited amount. Alright, so the stickiness needs 24 hours to adhere to the surface it's on, and so once you apply it, make sure you guys don't touch it and just leave it alone. But once you guys did that, you guys have your very own draft guard. And so here I'm just showing you guys how much air the draft guard really protects from entering your room, and it was completely DIY, and I only needed to go out and buy fabric glue for this project. So I really hope you guys like it, and I hope you like this video and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. So I hope you guys have a good day. Bye!